Stephen, you're the branch secretary for Westminster UNISON. Have you received a letter of vulnerability yourself?
Okay. I have received a letter of vulnerability. My substantive post is a team leader within the City Guardian service, so I am in a unique position for a branch secretary in that I'm facing the same threat as the rest of the City Council.
How does that make you feel as an officer and as a frontline worker who works outside with your team trying to reduce crime and social behaviour?
I would imagine that I feel the same way the other 500 people who received vulnerability letters today and yesterday feel, which is that during this particular time that the rest of the country is facing this economic downturn, I don't think anybody wants to be on the job market looking for a job, but it's particularly galling that this effect on frontline services is going to be so negative. The cutback in supervisors and managers at the coalface of the work that the City Council does is going to have a huge impact on frontline services.
The fact that you've only just received the information showing what roles are going to be deleted and what new roles are going to be created, how is that going to make this process fair, and how is this going to mean meaningful consultation with management when we've been told that some interviews are going to be happening in under 2 weeks' time?
Well, that's exactly the point. The key phrase there is meaningful consultation. You have normal consultation where the council just tells you what they're going to do and goes ahead and does it. Or there's meaningful consultation where they engage with you at the earliest opportunity and tell you about their early thinking, and you have an opportunity to shape that thinking. That isn't the case as far as this particular reorganisation goes. Some of the documents we received yesterday are marked version 11. That means there have been 11 changes since they were first conceived, and we're seeing them very late on in the day, which means that our ability to influence the process is greatly reduced.
So does this then mean that the council could end up in employment tribunal cases, which is going to cost it more money because this process hasn't been handled fairly?
I think the City Council has placed itself and the council taxpayers' money's at risk by not engaging in meaningful consultation, by not speaking to the trade unions and staff as early as possible, and by paying their cards very closely to their chest. Our receipt of the organisational charts late yesterday evening bear out the reasons why, and that's because there are substantial cuts to frontline services, and it is not purely managers as we've been led to believe.
If you were speaking to the cabinet members about how this is going to affect the reputation management of this council, what would you be saying to them?
Westminster has always had a reputation for providing excellent public services, and that is very much in jeopardy at the moment, and that's the simple message. The reputation of Westminster as an excellent public service provider is now in jeopardy with these cuts.
So that's www.westminsterunison.org.uk.